That's a bit hot.
Now then, I want to talk about technology in the hands of our dear children, because I think it's having quite a profound effect on our learning populace, and I don't think there's enough discussion between stakeholders in the separate areas of children's lives. As far as I can see, there's currently a big problem with the access children have to technology, and the lengths that we, as carers, as parents, as teachers, go to, or rather the lengths that we don't go to restrict that access. As a teacher, you see children for a fair proportion of their day. You see a lot of them. They become a big part of your life, and you become a big part of theirs. And so I think it's fair to say that a teacher has got a grasp, a strong grasp on when children's language starts to change in relation to the things they're doing, in terms of the toys that they're playing with, or the games that they play, or the experiences they have outside school. Now, when it comes to technology, it's quite alarming. Kids seem to have free reign. Kids of all ages are accessing devices left, right, and centre, and it seems like it's without any kind of restriction. Kids seem to have iPads, iPhones, tablets of varying brands, access to gaming consoles, to chat websites, on home computers, personal laptops at like 9 years old. I know this all sounds cynical. I'm an optimist, so let's look at the pros. There are thousands of games and apps out there that are actually built to educate children, that are built to help children. When I've taught children going through their SATs, they've spoken to me about apps they've used. I've checked them out, and actually some of them are absolutely brilliant. Of course, computers can be used for education. Of course, computers can have a positive effect. There are some very clever people out there with the right intentions with the products they're making. Just to pick a few things out of the air, Elmo loves 1-2-3s. For example, a lovely app for youngsters learning to count. Ansel and Claire's Adventure in Africa is another one. It's a cracking game with an artistic approach to teaching children geography and aspects of the natural world. Just two random games picked out of thin air that are brilliant to be played under strict moderation. And the key word is strict. We need to be strict about how much access kids have to technology, about what they're doing when they interact with technology, and it's easy to think, oh, it's just the crap parents who just throw an iPad at their kids just to distract them, or oh, it's the rich kids who can afford iPads. Nope, it's kids from every single type of background, kids from every single demographic. This does not fall in the lap of any class, race, culture. It's nothing to do with that. It's a widespread problem. The amount of time that children play on electronic devices, that they're staring at screens, they need to couple that with going outside and being active. It just seems like balance isn't in place. Kids across the country are pouring time into Clash of Clans, into World of Tanks, into Penguin City, I think it's called, and then some are even pouring time into Call of Duty, into Grand Theft Auto, into Assassin's Creed, games I've played, games that I know for a fact are not suitable for children of any age. Whew, still hot. It sounds hypocritical because it's nothing new. I played games that I shouldn't have played when I was younger, but I also went outside. I also had a bedtime. Story time. I had a kid in my class who was sat there yawning, massive. I yawn, as you do. And I thought, oh, is he bored? But the rest of the kids were properly into what we were doing. I can't remember what we were doing. I think it was something scientific. And I said, are you okay, Dave? Not his real name, obviously. Are you okay, Dave? And he sits there and he goes, oh yeah, I just couldn't sleep last night. And then his mate across the room, we'll call him Tommy. Tommy says, he was up sending iMessages till midnight last night, Mr. Knowles. And it's like, okay. Right, duty of care kicks in, doesn't it? Your duty of care kicks in and you think, why were you up with an iPhone, unsupervised, sending iMessages? Who to? Who were you sending them to? Were you stopping them sleeping? How often is this happening? Oh, for God's sake. It absolutely baffles me that parents can let their children do this. Their bodies aren't ready for that kind of sleep deprivation. Their minds are not ready for that kind of addiction, that kind of dependence on monotony. It's not right. I don't have children, not yet, but I've taught well nearly 200, and if you are letting your children play on mobile devices well into the night, if they are chatting on headsets across Xbox Live well into the night, you are doing wrong by your children.